time, and we should also be on time. So thank you for taking your time to be here. It's going to be an amazing Friday. Remember, we've missed being part of these conversations, and the only role that I give you is to like, so that it can actually get to more people, is also to share it on your platforms. Share it in that WhatsApp group of your family, the family gathering, or the cousins WhatsApp. Let them resist the knowledge. Let them resist the wisdom and the light. But do your part, okay? Share it on your status, and that is how you support our platform. Now, I have 4 questions for all of you tonight. And I hope as you come in, you cannot be able to answer those questions, because if you answer those questions, they are very easy questions, but they are very, very deep questions. Number 1, do you have anger? That's a question I ask most people on this platform, and they will always run. Do you have anger? That is 1. Question number 2, do you think you're important? Are you important? That is question number 2. And number 3, which follows that, do you have an opinion about yourself? So these are questions that we need to actually answer. Number 1, do you have anger? Now realize, I'm not asking you if you have anger issues. I'm asking, do you have anger? Number 2, are you important, or do you think you are important? Number 3, do you have an opinion about yourself? And the last one, have you ever been disappointed by anything or by anyone? Those are the only 4 questions for you tonight. Why am I asking those questions? Because the topic of the night is as simple as disappointments. Do we always seek for more, or do we always want more when actually we are less? That's why I'm asking that question. So these questions actually taper down to that. That disappointment, wanting more when we are actually less. Do you think you are always wanting more when you are less? And let me shed some light on this. But before that, I'll take you through a series of some few stories here and there, so that you can actually get what I'm talking about, or you understand what I'm talking about and what I'm aiming at. Okay? Most people who are intellects, we've mentioned here multiple times, they are very evil because they've grown some ego. And when you have ego, you have an emotion. You have all these thoughts in your head trying to tell you that you need to actually be treated in a certain type of way, which messes up your psychic. You become of the nature of evil. And most people who are disappointed are actually intellects. Most people who get disappointed are intellects. Smart people. Because they expect a lot just because they think they are a lot. They hold themselves with high standards. So therefore they think just because they hold themselves with high standards, the environment or the society around them is supposed to actually hold them with the same standards. Disappointments. Now I want you to see this. Intellectuals, those people with the degrees, with masters, with diplomas, certificates, these are the people who totally condition the masses so easily. And I want you to see this. Look at same-sex marriages. I just want you to look at the same-sex marriages. And you tell me if that is not being castigated by the intellectuals. Are they not the same people who are convincing you that actually this is right? Did you see that the Catholic Church actually was bargaining on how to approve same-sex marriages? A Christian institution trying to actually have a conversation on legalizing same-sex marriages. Can you imagine that? Which principles are Christians laying their bases on? Number 2. Intellectuals are people who actually incite the masses to hate in form of tribals and in form of races. So when you hear this agenda of racism, this agenda of tribalism, this agenda of sexism, the schisms and phobisms, homophobism and whatever, all these are the natures of evil, and they are being actually used by the intellect. Actually, intellectuals are using the emotional masses to condition them. The more you're emotional, the more you're allowing these people to actually use you so badly. And it's so weird that you will be disappointed at yourself once you sit down in that house and thinking, why did I hate on somebody just because they are Luo? Just because they are Luhia? Just because they are Meru or Kamba? Why did I do that? So intellectuals are the ones who are actually doing these things, trying to condition people to think that, you know what, I don't have a job because I am Luo. I am in this position because I'm Kale. And you know, this is our season to celebrate as Kales. Kalenjins. This is our season to feast. You've seen that? So I want you to also see this. That the same intellectual people are the ones who are actually conditioning the masses. Imagine trying to tell people that you are not a man, trying to just tell a man you're not a man and you're a woman, like you are born in a wrong body. You're a woman. Therefore, drop all these things, chop off your organs and become a woman. Start thinking like a woman, start becoming a woman. Intellectuals, and they're the ones who are actually holding these major positions in the corporate world, trying to actually condition people to think that, you know what, you are not a man, you are a woman, and women are supposed to think that they are men. And now they start to condition. Let me just let me do this. Let me lock out the gates so that the evil can actually burn in their own hell, right? The evil shall burn in their own hell. Let's block the gates. Amazing. The gate is now closed. Amazing. All right. So this is the point. So the intellects who have studied biology, studied the chemistry, studied all this anatomy and all that, calling themselves doctors, pastors, specialists, experts. They're the same people who are actually lying to men that they are women and lying to women that they are actually men. Listen to that keenly. That statement is very deep. Niwewe tu uko shallow. Listen to that statement very keenly. So imagine a whole human being, a whole man being convinced by somebody. How sharp can a person be to come and convince me that, you know what, I am a man, I am a woman in a man's body. And then he goes ahead to convince me to chop off my organs so that I can actually feel accepted as a woman. And then now pushes me into women's sports to go and compete with women, because now, you know what, I have just become a woman. Now I beat the hell out of all women. I break women's jaws. One fist, the jaw is gone. They're like, this one. Is this the strongest woman on earth? I failed as a man, and now I'm going to just destroy women all over. And by the way, these are women who are actually doing these things to women. So women are actually disrespecting fellow women, because they're allowing this nonsense. And they're the ones who are actually on the media trying to protect this agenda. Where is shame? Where is our spirituality? Where is the reality of life? How did we end up here? Of course, we know how we ended up here, because we are always emotional. And I once saw a pastor wearing heels while preaching. It is happening everywhere. A pastor wearing heels, and he's so confident. A very emotional pastor. I've actually seen interviews of gay pastors. They call themselves evangelists. I am a gay evangelist. And by the way, let me tell you this for free. The moment you start defending something, just know you're doing the wrong thing. Nobody cares if I come and tell them, you know, I'm a man. I mean, I am. So who cares? I am. So who makes you think that now you have to defend yourself because you're a man looking like a woman, or you're a man who was just transitioned to being a woman? Who do you think cares? Nobody cares. If you're a man, we will know. You will not have to defend it. If you're a woman, we will simply know. You don't have to. The more you defend yourself, the more we think, tawe. Yeah, tawe. The intellects are the same people who are actually conditioning people to masturbate and telling them, you know what, masturbation twice a day or 4 times a day is very good for your spirit. It's very good for your mind. Can you imagine that? The same people who call themselves intellects, they have studied, but common sense just escaped them. The moment you start becoming an intellectual, seems like common sense disappears. And I've realized that. I've rolled conversations with intellectual people from all over the world. And the weird part is, all of them seem to have no common sense at all. No, they don't. They focus on the intellect. Look at the pastors. Just because they've studied theology, it becomes now they are the gatekeepers of heaven. If you don't do what the pastor is saying, problems. You're not going to heaven. I mean, how can you go to heaven? So remember our 4 questions. Number 1, do you have anger? Number 2, are you important, or do you think you are important? Number 3, have you been disappointed before? And number 4, do you have an opinion about yourself? Do you hear that? Those 4 questions. So as you come in to request to be a guest, those are the 4 questions that I'll base my argument on, because they are totally intentional. All right? They are very intentional. Good. So let me shout out to people who are coming in. As a shout out to the people, please keep sharing, keep liking the live, because as you do that, you get to reach more people. Okay? We get to reach more people. And that is amazing. Remember, this is a growing channel. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. It's Uncle Chile platform. Those of you who are on TikTok and you think we are live on the other platform, no, we are live on Uncle Chile platform. Uncle Chile all the way from 𝗗𝗑𝗦𝗦 kipindi ni cha The Devil Within, Masania Mpangale, shingo iko tayari. Amazing. Live fit. I appreciate you, brother. Welcome on board. So let me say hi to people. And Livy Fit has just taken it over. Baby Love is in the building. I see Steve Fitness. Steve, amazing to have you here, brother. I see Tim Kekeli is in the building. Oh, amazing to have all of you here, man. Thank you so much for joining. And I see Paul is in the building. Mr. Thinker is in the building. Yeah, it's been a long period. We've taken about 3 shows off because of what was going on in Nairobi. It was crazy in Nairobi, but we love it. We appreciate it. And we keep moving. Doreen Mwangi, I see you. Liz Sandra, thank you for gifting us. Gladys Wills, amazing. Welcome on board. Liz Sandra, I see you also. I see Westlife. I see Prof is in the building. Njoroge, I see you. I see Mercy K. All of you here. PYX, I see you. Karibuni sana. On my YouTube, of course, people are coming in to just show love. It's Friday. We can be somewhere taking 2 shots and getting confused for the night, thinking that we're actually getting fun from this night and the alcohol. But in real sense, we are so empty from inside and we are thinking alcohol is going to make us complete. No, it won't. That's why at 3 a.m. in the morning, you are depressed in the club. You are dancing all night long, and now when they start playing those crazy songs in the club that have made you emotional, now every drunk person is crazy. They are hugging each other, men hugging each other and rubbing each other's backs. Men with hips in the clubs, rubbing each other's backs. And now every waitress in that club looks very beautiful because the lights of the club. By the way, I think those lights in the club, thank you, Team Kekeli. Those lights in the club have been designed to actually condition people in a certain way. You see these lights just hitting a lady in a dress which is white or red, and you're like, this one I'm not living here. Tawe, this one, please, wrap this one for me. Who is the manager here? Manager, wrap this one. I mean, Now I start remembering what the bills that you've actually spent. You're like, some of you drink on Sunday. You're thinking now Monday. Jumatatu. You hate Mondays. It's not the hate of the Monday. It's not the day. It is you. So here we will remind you, hey, gentlemen, you're taking money out of your pocket more than you're bringing in, and yet you're expected to provide. How will you provide? Gentlemen, we are here to remind you that you have 2 things to protect: your mouth and your organ. Those 2 things are the major causes of your problems. Protect the organ, protect the mouth, you're good to go. Amazing. I see Javan Leo is in the building. Mulembo Msiani. Mudoni the Boo is in the building. Seske, Jen Mwendo, Kariuki Nagi. Ken Gatrima. What a name. Jane Ogendo is in the building. Mudoni, I see you. Tilt the camera a bit. Your forehead has not joined the show. That was earlier. Come on. We have some forehead here, you know. He is a estrogen coming in. Pole. Jay Opande is in the building. Kate Nduta, I see you. I see Kaundu Mankura. Hey, people have joined in here. Will Cheru, I see you. I see Willis Waidira. I see Will Cheru. I see Simatis in the building. John Obiala. John, you must be new, brother. Mukire Eve, I see you. This is Yvonne, I think. Edwin Chaplel, I see you. Jahazi Kibe, Jahaziel. Hey. Nelly Kiyama, Gilbert Mutai, Ann Karaya, and Yvonne Waswa. All of them in the building. Thank you so much. Following from Huisero. Waswa is Huisero. Umekula njuku. So welcome on board. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to tell you this for free, and you can take it to the bank and then cash out tomorrow. This is the truth. That life is so simple when you start staying or living in the present. Life becomes so easy, so simple when you start just focusing on you now. Tuned in from Kiambu, Mwari Wanyaga. Every time you focus on the present, life becomes so easy. I want you to just look at yourself and just think about your thoughts, because most of us, actually all of us, we are designed so special that we can think about our thoughts. Human beings are the only species that can think about their thoughts, which basically tells you there is always 2 people in your head. You, that you don't even know who you are, and your thoughts that are coming from people in the society. And then we are constantly identifying with those thoughts. And then we become those thoughts. So we become that who we are not. Imagine that. Now, take a second and just listen to that. You sit under a tree, and every single thought that is going into your head is not your thought. But you have identified with that thought, and then you become depressed. You walk into a psychiatrist's room and you're told you have depression, and now you believe and you become depressed. But nobody's telling you, you know what, you need to find a job. You don't have a job, go find a job. Nobody's telling you, you know what, your marriage is gone. So stop focusing on that marriage. It's already gone. So nothing is going to change that marriage at this moment in time. Stay present. So nobody's offering you real solutions. A pastor puts a hand on your head, prays for you, and the next morning is chewing your wife. Because you've shown weakness as a man. You've taken your wife to the pastor to be prayed for. Pastor, tuombe. Unajua pastor, we have problems. My wife does not listen to me. And then you decide, let me take this wife of mine who does not listen to me to a pastor. Spiritual fathers, right? Then you take her there. Now when she goes there, she thinks, I made the right decision not to listen to this one because this one is the weak one. Let me listen to father. Daddy. Daddy, ebu daddy ambia bibi yangu anisikizi daddy, anisikizi. So a man showing weaknesses and trying to push his wife to another man, and then you'll start complaining, this pastor, this church, I can't worship in this church because you know that pastor did this to my wife. I mean, you took her, didn't you? Psychiatrists are one of the most depressed generations, but they are there telling you and writing prescriptions for antidepressants. Of course, when you leave, they pop one so that they can actually be sober for the next client. Sometimes you tell them these stories, they don't want to listen to your stories, they just want to sleep. But because you've paid, they have to. Mr. Psychologist, psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever it is. Ego. The one who designed you, the one who created you, understood that you will actually go through that process. The only thing he is expecting from you is not judging you. He's only expecting that you allow him to work with you. And how do you do that? Overcome anger. So all your problems actually hailing from the spirit of anger that you've actually allowed to live and build a home in you. And we've said there is an order of God, the spiritual order of life, that God above men and men above women and women above children. So anytime you put women in positions of leadership, I'm telling you for free, anytime, for the family unit, anytime you put a woman in the position of leadership, or anytime you put your woman in a position of actually provision, she resents you, she becomes just like you, weak, evil, and emotionally unstable, undecisive. Now she passes that to your children. And then now you look at your children and start wondering, where did these ones come from? And now you start telling these children, how no mama. These children belong to the mother. No, they belong to you because children belong to the man. The mother helps the man to raise his children according to how you're teaching your wife. So you teach your wife, you model your wife to become that person. Anyway, do not expect anything from your wife when you're actually less. So most of you expect so much from the other person when you actually very less. You have anger, you have insecurities, you have fear, you have doubt, you are emotionally unstable, you react to everything and overreact to everything, you overthink. And then you're seated there telling me that you are looking for, I am looking for a man who is financially stable, driving a car and all these things in your head. Basically, you're actually looking for what you are not. Right? You're looking for what is inadequate in you. That's why you're looking for. You're supposed to attract, not look for. You're there because you have a degree, you're carrying your papers. You're carrying your papers with a khaki bahasha, knocking every office to drop a CV because you are looking for. Didn't you forget that money is actually feminine? The more you chase it, the more it runs away. So you're looking for a job instead of creating one. You see that? You're looking for it because you're so empty. You don't have an idea. So you're thinking that job is going to come with the satisfaction that is not inside you. You must be satisfied with whatever you have before you seek. Because when you're satisfied with inside you, the world is inside you. When you are satisfied from inside, you attract. But when you're always pegging your life on people, they keep on running away from you, then you blame them. Ego is everywhere. That uncle of yours who took your CV 3 or 5 years ago telling you, I'll see what I can do. What has he done? Nothing. And it's okay that he does nothing because you see, you are expecting him to do something just because he is your uncle. That is ego. You are not allowing him to live his life. Allow him to just live his life. Yeah? If it crosses his mind that he actually has a CV from his cousin or his auntie or whatever you are to him, he will do something for you. But you don't have to actually tell us, you know what, my uncle did this, my uncle did that. Do not expect anything from people because the more you expect from people or anytime you expect something from somebody, you are empty. You are looking for more than you actually are. You will not handle the responsibility. We are looking for relationships that will come in and stabilize us. We are looking for relationships. Imagine you're so empty that somebody has to come in to make you comfortable and stable. How crazy is that? And this is the world. We are actually crazy people all over. We are just looking for places to put our anger. Is it maandamano today? Yes, put anger on the streets. Destroy everything. Is it today? Whatever. So even if, right now, there's a child that was thrown from the 3rd floor. A 5-year-old child that was thrown by the uncle, I think it's the uncle or something, from 3rd floor, and she just passed. Imagine that. And instead of us looking at it in terms of, you know what, this is lack of identity, this is anger actually controlling this person. Because realize this, however much you judge that uncle, God does not judge him. No, do not model God into your own image. So I've seen all the emotions coming in. Remember this, everything that is happening was designed to happen that way. Once you just clear emotions, you're good to go. Yes, you want to feel bad about it, but trust me, you don't feel bad about it. You feel bad because one of your evil brothers has done it before you. All of you have anger anyway. You could have done it, only that you are not in that position. That's why you think that now, oh, you know what, I'm better than this one. This one could not handle the anger. This one was intoxicated. So you're actually passing the judgments on him. That makes you evil, right? Just like him. So you're thinking you're the better evil? No, you're not. There's no better evil. You're just evil. And when I call you out of being evil, from being evil, or because you're evil, you start getting angry. Anger comes out. Now you exercise it. So I have actually helped you to exercise your anger. Realize that you can never get angry if you don't have anger. You must have anger for you to get angry. And expecting things, being disappointed, hoping for things is actually abnormal. It is so abnormal. And I know most of you will tell me, no, I'm hoping for the better. Who told you even have tomorrow? So then how would you have the better? How do you manage anger and bitterness? Rispa, the only way to actually do that is to request to be on so that I can actually roll an adequate conversation with you. Do not expect me to actually just do that here. But of course, I can actually assist you to see how to overcome anger. Simply we say, do not allow the distortion in the order of life. The spiritual order of life, that God above men, men above women, women above children. That is the order of life. And that is how love flows. So if that order is distorted by any means, let's say you have a weak father or you have an absent father, there is no way you can know love. So therefore you can't love anybody. Why? Because love flows from God to the man, to the wife, to the children. So if the father or the husband is weak or is absent, children suffer. And they suffer because the resentment that is coming from the woman will be channeled to them. So they suffer. And that's how you're taught anger. Remember, you are not born with anger. Somebody taught you anger. Somebody taught you how not to love people. Somebody taught you how to expect love. Somebody taught you how to actually behave as a Christian or as a Muslim or as a Buddhist or as an atheist. Somebody taught you something. So your problem is you've actually constantly identified with those thoughts. Most of the things that we've been taught are actually wrong. They are wrong. Because imagine somebody teaching you about God when they have anger. That is one. So they don't have God. So how would they teach something they don't even know? So if any case, you are supposed to just get revelations on your own. If somebody points you to the direction of light, that makes sense to me. But if somebody is teaching you about God and telling you this is what you should do, this is what you should not do, crazy, just run. Allow them. They are actually struggling because they are of intellect and common sense escaped them. Common sense is godly. Intellect most of the times is evil unless you overcome anger. Because most of you read the Quran, most of you read the Bible, and they read it to remember, and they read it to actually recite so that they can actually be seen as people who are actually deep into religion. You are deep into religion, and that is intellect. Because as a child, you didn't care about the Bible, you didn't care about the Quran. Most of you are Christians or Muslims because you are born to parents who practice that religion. All right? But you are born with God because the spirit of God and love was inside you. So somebody distracted you from that spirit and taught you something that you overreacted to it and you became it. That's how you're taught anger. So for you to overcome anger, you must restore the unit of life. Basically, you must face your mother and apologize for resenting her because she remodeled you into her own image. That's how you overcome your mother. And remember, you must face her. Number two, you must admit that it's actually wrong for me to resent my mother. Because whatever she was doing, she didn't intend to. She was controlled by the spirit of evil inside her that she allowed to build a home in her. If she knew better, she would have actually done better. But now, because you realize that she didn't know better, you don't have to resent her. And how do you know you resent your mother? If you have anger, if you overthink, if you get jealous, if you over gossip. if you're somebody who is always living in the future and in the past, if you're insecure, if you have fear and doubt, all these things are signs that you resent your mother. So stop asking me, how do I resent my mother? And I talk to my mother every single time. Simply tell me, do you have anger? When you say yes, I know. Go and face your mother, overcome her nature, because she has remodeled you into her own image, and now you've understood anger. She was overreacting to the weaknesses of your father. And then she didn't have anything to do with your father. Now she converted that into you. She remodeled you into her own image. So when she was raising you up, she was teaching you how to expect things from people, how to react around men. And I've told you this before. I think I did a short on this. I told you that mothers are constantly raising their daughters to be wives to their husbands. Listen keenly. Like your mother raised you, if you're a daughter and you're on this platform, your mother raised you to behave as a wife to your father, because she didn't know anything. She only knew how to be a wife to her husband, your father. So now she taught you how to behave around a man. Which man? Which man? Your father. So you are actually, daughters actually wives to their fathers. That's why they are constantly looking for a father out here in other men. So their fathers failed. And when a father fails, the daughters will never have confidence in themselves. They will always think that a father is coming in with a boyfriend. So they are now treating a boyfriend as a father and as a boyfriend at the same time. This is so much work for the boyfriend. And now you wonder how your relationships are constantly failing. They will have to fail because this boyfriend is also coming in with lack of an identity. He has his mother inside him. So now you're coming with your father inside you. Now it's just chaos. Chaos after chaos. You're wondering, my boyfriend just behaves just like my father. I'm like, you married your father. Just in a different body. Just the same way men marry their mothers in a different body. And now they expect to be pampered by them. They expect to be loved. I told you, men, if a woman loves you, you become her son. If a woman loves a man, that man becomes her son. Women don't have love for men. They have love for their children. Men are the ones who love women. So now you see that is disappointment. You're expecting love from a woman, yet you are supposed to love. So men failed in that, and most of our fathers failed in that. They were good at providing. That was a good way to show love, because love is an action. They were good at protecting their families. They were good at leading. But the problem is they did not overcome their mothers. They had anger in them. So they ended up marrying their mothers because they resented their mothers. They became just like their mothers, and they were running away from their mothers. They ended up attracting their mothers in a marriage. Now they're looking at each other. They are so tired with each other, but they can't live. Why? Because society has actually told them, Christianity has said divorce is a problem. So they can't divorce. They're looking at each other in that bedroom and they just feel like I can spit on you. They are so tired. So life was designed to be so simple and very beautiful. Actually, that's how life is. Because when I tell you, how are you? And you tell me, I'm good. I'm like, just tell me all is well. Because you might be having your own problems inside you because you have never fixed your identity. But around you, everything is okay. You can be so well in a chaotic environment. You can be so comfortable when riots are going all over. When people are chaotic. When there's a lot of noise and depressed people out here. You can be so safe in a country that has evil people. You will not even have the idea that there's racism. You will not even care because it doesn't affect you. You don't have anger. You don't have anything to protect. You came with nothing. You see that? So most of us are constantly seeking for what we don't have. We are always less. We are incomplete from inside. We are empty. We are lonely. That's why we are trying to think alcohol will give me company. A woman will give me company. A man will complete me. It's not going to happen. You must fix you. You must. So life was designed to be sweet, and it's actually sweet, simple, and very beautiful. We are the ones that make life so complicated. The world is constant. Human beings are the ones who change. So we make the world so complicated. It wasn't supposed to be that way. Let me call you brethren because it's a fellowship. It wasn't supposed to be that way. Trust me. So we make it so complicated, and we've actually designed it to look like simplicity is dumb. We've made simplicity look like it's so dumb. If you're a simple guy, the intellectuals will make you feel like you're actually so dumb. That you're a doctor, you must drive a certain type of car. You're a pastor, you must come in with a certain type of voice. Hallelujah. You see how pastors have those fake voices? Not their voices. But they think now it is me knocking the word into people. That you're a teacher, you must behave certain type of way. You must dress up in a certain type of way so that you become a role model. Realize this. A role model to any child is a father, biological father. And a stepfather is not a father. A stepfather is not a father. You've seen that video that is trending that the stepchildren are beating up this stepfather and their mother is busy recording to post for the internet. Did you see that? A stepfather is not a father, a biological father. Overcome the evil spirit of a stepfather. Go and face your biological father, reconnect with this spirit, anger disappears. Go and apologize to your mother for resenting her for no good reason, evil nature disappears. Until then, you will identify with anything that is coming your way. You will say, I am depressed, because you're expecting the world owes you something. Yeah? You're depressed just because you made a speech and nobody clapped. Tawe. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's difficult out here. Sometimes I'm there, and you see, when you get your identity, it is so easy to realize or identify the voice of Satan in your head. Like, let me give you a story. You see those family gatherings that we go in every single time, right? So you're in a family gathering, you're seated there, and everybody's pushing ego, everybody's introducing their sons and daughters as Dr. Flani and Dr. Flani. Oh, this is Engineer Odero. Oh, this is Volkswagen Nanyango. This is whatever, you know, those crazy things. So you're there, you're so depressed because you have nothing. You're simple. So in your simplicity, you're the only one who is looking crazy here. Yeah? Everybody's just throwing car keys on the table. You're like, Allah. Hey. If any case, you got late for that family meeting because you are busy looking for a boda guy to... The guy is now... the ones that you know, the boda guys that you know are actually switched off their phones. You are looking for... Hey, so you got late. You came in there. These guys looked at you like, anachelewanga tu. You're always late. I was seated there in the back seat, just looking at people introducing their Volkswagen Onyangos and Engineer Kamau, wherever they are. You're like, so I'm supposed to introduce myself as who? I'm just me. I mean, I still have no job. All right. So listen. So there are these aunties or sisters or brothers, these relatives that are so mean. They are very mean, and everybody knows that this one, I cannot sit next to this one. Okay, these are so mean in that family gathering. Now, so this auntie stands up and introduces her children, and she's so mean. She's actually just portraying her meanness to everybody. But I wanted to see how the devil works, because here is where the devil is. Your thoughts are actually your worst enemy, because the devil controls you through your own thoughts. That's why when you're constantly emotional, you can easily be controlled. That's why feminists control women, because they are so emotional. That's why these activists will always control the nation, because they know they rely on your emotions. Once they trigger your emotions, they earn from that. So stop following people without having an identity. If any case, you're designed to lead. You're not designed to follow. So lead on your own. Stop following what people say every single time. Do you. Stand out. All right? Now, so this auntie is there. And the devil in your head is constantly telling you, now this one. This one again. So if you're somebody who has actually had an identity, overcome anger, you will actually see that thought from very far. And you will not react to it. You'll be so calm. As your auntie is saying her sentiments and just throwing these words all over, and trying to rub ego into your chests and shove it into your throats. You're there just thinking, okay. So it is easy when you have an identity, when you overcome that falseness in you, it is easy to see these thoughts because they'll always be there. Somebody's hooting on you on the highway, at you on the highway. You will see the thoughts coming in to tell you, please shout at this person, tell them, or please hoot back. Let them know that you're actually here with the Volkswagen. You have a Mercedes on the highway. Hoot back. So you will see those thoughts coming. And what you will do, you will not react to the thoughts. So you will simply continue driving. You will simply listen to your aunt saying her things because she's suffering in her own hell. And the more you react to her issues, the more you join her in her own hell. So that's why you should stick in a silent prayer. And I've actually seen most people telling me, when I do a silent prayer, I can't do 2 minutes before sleeping. I can't do 2 minutes before getting distracted with thoughts. I'm always following my thoughts to the latter. Yes, keep doing it. Your role is not to complain. Your role is to stick in that prayer. And by the way, you're supposed to pray 24 hours a day, which basically means every single time you're praying, every single time you're staying present, that's a prayer. But look at you taking 10 minutes to go into a room and go on your knees because you're taught to go on your knees. Somebody told you God will listen because you're on your knees. And then you come out of that room, your problems are still the same. If any case, they have multiplied. And then you're wondering, now, God, even my knees are hurting because I did a kesha. Huh? I went to kesha. I stood for 8 hours just looking at the wall and saying all these things, praying to the devil because I was stopped praying from my thoughts. So I was just sending a message to the devil, and I was thinking I was sending a message to you, God, why have you forsaken me? So you want God to actually now reward you for studying for 8 hours. Intellect. You're looking for something that you already have. God is inside you already. He's only waiting for you to overcome anger. Once you overcome, because anger and love cannot sit in the same heart. They can't. So he's not judging you. He's not punishing you. And sometimes he's holding back so that you actually grow up. Because if he gives to you problems, you grow ego. You imagine this, that with all ladies, with all that beauty that you have, there's only one thing that actually messes you up. There's just one thing that you look at yourself and you're like, if I was given this thing, the world would have known me. Yeah? Ladies, you have all these beautiful features around you, but you have very thin legs. You're like, if God gave me these thick legs, I would be, ningewasumbua. Yeah, so now, because of those thick legs, you'll have to pray anyway. But the problem is, the way you are praying, you're actually praying to the devil because you're praying from your thoughts. Every single one of you is praying from their thoughts. And then somebody tells you, just do 𝗟𝗦𝗦𝗧𝗧𝗏. You are speaking in tongues that you don't even understand. But you expect God miraculously to understand. I mean, he understands everything, right? The devil understands everything also. He's the one who is actually giving you that idea to say 𝗟𝗦𝗦𝗧𝗏. Yeah? The devil giving you the ideas, and then he's there just telling God, now, did you even make this one? He's always listening to me. Anyway, let's go back. Amazing. So I saw these stories. I've been following up on social media sometimes when I'm easy. And there's this gentleman who puts on shows every single time, and actually they're claiming that this month is a man's mental health month? Men's mental health month. Are you Kenyans? Are you aware of that? Those of you who live in Kenya. You know that? There's this notion that is going around that men mental health awareness month. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. And there's this guy who is constantly running shows on YouTube. Is it Monday from afternoon to late night? Very famous comedian, musician, aka whatever he is, but a very famous and MC runs these platforms. And this guy, he's saying he's actually the advocate of men. It's called Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Yes, thank you so much, African Salt. So he's saying this is the month, and he's the advocate for mental health issues. So this guy brings in interviews, tries to play corporate, because he wants to get this corporate stuff here and there. But the most amusing thing that people have actually ignored, you've seen him going for one guy who was a former news anchor. Was it a news anchor or a journalist, right? At a very famous TV station. That is one. He took this guy to the rehab. It failed terribly. This guy resented him so badly. And this guy pretended like nothing has actually happened. Took him back. I think he was held with some other guy, the former governor, took him to the rehab again, right? That story just went that way. Nobody cared. Nobody talked about it. Oh, now in our image, in the public eye, those who don't have an identity, this guy is so awesome. This guy, imagine this guy took this guy from these streets, took him to rehab. Yeah? The guy came out worse. Now he's back in the rehab. That story was not enough. So he ran all these things, all that on the internet. That story was overcome. Before you even closed your eyes to open your eyes, he had picked another guy, a drunkard from the streets, from the hood. And then he tells you the story from the word go until when it goes south. Now he comes out playing a victim. So he takes this guy again into the rehab, and this guy comes out very fat and very, very angry at him, resents him. And now he's busy trying to actually justify the fact that, you know what, I've done my part, guys. You support this guy. I have actually shot a music video for this guy. You guys support his music. I'm like, bro, no. I've actually seen your interviews, you going angry and you judging your what do you call them? Those participating, the interviewees or whatever. He judges them. Takes these guys there, not because he's interested in helping them, because after they come out, he just drops them. I'm like, why is everybody thinking that, you know, this guy is the crazy one? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you love people, let them suffer. Everybody's out here to survive. This is why he has about 10 YouTube channels, to survive. You think it's because of that because you are now an alcoholic, is coming to save your life. No, it's all for the money. It's all for the pocket. He will take your story. He will do all these things. He's actually making his name because he's of intellect, trying to make himself look good in front of people so they can actually earn more deals. He's doing that already. But the weird part about us is because we don't have identities, we will always react to these things emotionally. Oh, I'm looking at this guy coming out, resenting this guy like crazy. This guy is resenting him. He's like, what is happening? This guy used me. And of course, there's some truth there. Because it's not happened once. This is the second time it's happening. And that is what we know. How about those that we don't even know? I get so amused with these things. I don't overreact to them. I don't get angry at them. I'm just like, okay, everybody's suffering and everybody has to pay it anyway. And everything that is happening to everybody, we deserve it. All of us deserve what is happening to us. That's a statement that you will always take to the bank. If you're suffering right now, you deserve it. You do. And nobody's coming to save you. Because the one who is supposed to save you is saying, please surrender. Lay down your weapons and simply say, I surrender. Go and apologize to your parents. Overcome it. Simple. Drop the anger. And now the one who was taken into the rehab has come out of the rehab with the same anger that took him to the rehab. And he's thinking, he's actually so entitled that he's thinking, when I was coming out of the rehab, I was supposed to be given a house plus a job plus whatever so that I can actually take care of myself. Like, the world owes you nothing, brother. You will always constantly play a victim. And we've talked about victimhood here. So both guys are playing victims. This guy is playing a victim. You know, I did my part and all that. You guys, you support him. I have no bad blood. This other one is saying, you know what, I was used. Nobody uses you. You use yourself. I mean, if you're not a drug addict, nobody will use you. Right? So you choose you. So let's be open. As you watch these things, let's question these things, okay? Don't be a useless follower, an emotional one. Just trying to find a place where to be triggered. So yes, stop expecting for more from the world. You see, the guy is expecting to get a job after rehab. Hey. Don't you see these things all the time? That have you ever worked for an institution that is actually the boss of that or the owner of that institution has his sons and daughters as employees? Have you ever worked in that institution, and such an institution that you have a boss a very good boss, worked so hard to put up a whole institution or a whole company and employed people and employed his children? Do you see the ego that these children come in with? They don't even want to work. They want to make other people work so that they actually serve as bosses. Yet their own parent or their own father actually comes in and works with people. Every single morning is there in the morning, very early. So children actually destroying properties of their parents. They are coming in, they are harassing staffs, they are firing and hiring other staffs, they are having sex with staffs. You see that? All in the name of I'm the son of this. Some of you have even asked your fathers for inheritance. The earlier you realize that you're not even ready for that inheritance. You are less, but you're asking for more. Oh, I deserve my inheritance. Who told you deserve an inheritance? When your father gets you to 18 years, he's already signed out. Whatever he did after 18 years, it was just a favor. And whatever the riches that I have are for my grandchildren, not for my son. My son should work so hard for the wealth of his grandchildren, not for his children. So don't expect any inheritance from your father because you are empty. You work for yourself. Fix your ego. Don't tell us that we are rich. That, oh, you know, I come from a humble background. You don't come from a humble background. No. You don't come from a rich background. No, you don't have a background. You just have you in the present. What do you have? What do you have? You're constantly trying to compare yourself with other people. You're trying to compare your life with your father. Oh, you know what? My father is rich, so I don't have. Yes, your father is rich, but you are not. That's the reason why you start killing your fathers, because you want to inherit that. Ay, yawa. Eh? You kill your fathers and you rush to bury him or cremate him because you want him to get out so that you can actually inherit so fast. Bana befwe. Ta. Tawe. Eh? Hapana. You're looking at your father, just waiting. He diabetes itammaliza lini. You're there in hospital, in a theater. Your father machines zinalia to t, and you're busy thinking, watazima oxygen zangapi. But when they look at you here, you're like, hey, my dad is suffering. Oh, my dad. Hey, dad. We can't do without you. Please wake up. But here, dad, that V8 is mine. I hope you've written it in your will. Do you even have tomorrow? Uko na kesho. Disappointments. You're hoping for more when you're constantly having less inside you. You have nothing, but you want everything. You want a tall, dark, and handsome? But you, chaos. You can't even cook your food, leave alone his food. The tall, dark, and handsome exists, yes. But make mchele soup. Thank God that tunasema hapa, you don't, we say on my platforms, no rice. But you with rice and with warus and anyway. So the distortion in that order of God, the order of the spiritual order, let me just go the spiritual order of life. The distortion in that order, that now women have to provide and men have to sit back. You've seen this all over. Even in our gospel artists who actually understand the gospel, they need to preach it. They are intellects. Imagine that. You've seen everywhere sons having sex with their mothers and their grandmothers. Haven't you seen that? And when I say that, you say, I have never experienced this, but you see it on the on the internet. Sons and daughters having sex with their parents. The daughter is so attracted to the father. He's even jealous that the father married the mother. And it's mostly out here, males, let me call them males because they have no identities, actually constantly having sex with their mothers. There are males who are actually raping their own daughters. And this is very common with those societies that intermarry. A lot of fathers having sex with their daughters because they have to break their daughters' virginities before they actually sell them out to other males. You've seen that? You want to tell me you don't know that? Possibly you're part of that, so you're actually part of that society that encourages that nonsense. You've seen mothers twerking before their sons, shaking their ass before their sons, and then recording this and posting online. Haven't you seen that? Haven't you seen mothers kissing their sons on their lips? And then posting it. Imagine that. The problem is not, you can do whatever you want to do, but imagine posting it so that we can actually see and validate. You're so empty. You're so empty. You're so empty. And you will never be satisfied by anything. Nobody's coming in to actually salvage you, no? You've seen mothers labeling themselves single mothers, and they're expecting a man to come in to actually step up as a stepfather before a boyfriend. They are so empty. They can't do it on their own, but they are now thinking that, this guy has to come in and accept me the way I am. Accept you the way you are. You are empty, and you're looking for more. Fix yourself. Overcome. Overcome. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, if you're on TikTok, you can simply request to be in. I need to have a conversation with people, because that's what means a lot to us, having conversation with you. All right? Very, very hard lessons. I understand that, brother. It's heavy lessons. At Uncle Chile, give us tips on how to concentrate while in that silent prayer. Now, you don't have to concentrate. You see, when you have this idea of concentrating, that's already a thought which you need to overcome. What you simply need to do is to focus on your breath. All right? Just sit upright and just relax. I mean, relax. Why are you anxious? Why do you want to know what will happen after the silent prayer? Some of you do the silent prayer expecting things from it. That, you know what, because I'm now done 2 days of silent prayer consecutively, my depression is still here. My anxiety is still here. Trust me, it will always be there because you have not overcome your thoughts. The reason why we do a silent prayer, and actually look at it this way. The best way to actually start performing a silent prayer is to stay present. Practice staying present first before you even start a silent prayer. Just practice staying present. You see all those small thoughts that sent you into the future, bring them back here. You see all those small thoughts that sent you into the past, you don't have it, bring them here. The moment you start practicing being present, that's the moment you overcome every single thought in your head. Because you start doubting every single one of them. You will see danger from far. And this is the beauty about overcoming thoughts. Because the spirit that you inhabit after overcoming the thoughts will protect you against all the evil. It will. Because we live in a world that is full of evil people. Most of us are evil. Until we overcome, or until we work on ourselves to overcome, we will constantly be evil. So the world is full of evil people, and you will live with them. There's nothing you can do, including your father and your mother. They are so evil because they have anger. All right? So you don't have to fix them. You fix you, and then now that will protect you against the evil nature of these people. Isn't that beautiful? It is so beautiful. And the only way to fix yourself is to face your mother and overcome her remodeling, because that's where the problem comes in. That's how the distortion of the order of spiritual life happens. And you see, women don't want to remodel children into their own image, no. But they have a spirit that they have allowed to inhabit them. That's why they accept, they say, you know, I am emotional. You know, I overthink. You've heard them saying that. That is somebody telling you I am evil. So when you ask somebody, do you overthink? Then they say, me, I'm an overthinker. See, run. But the more you run, you must run by protecting yourself, by getting an identity. Because if you run, you end up attracting more of the overthinkers. Because you're running, even if you change a country, you've not changed the inside world, because your world is inside you. So whatever will come around you is what you'll be attracting from inside. So you're there trying to think, you know what? I ran from Kenya because there was a lot of chaos in Kenya. You went here in Uganda thinking there are no chaos there, but you are the chaos. You overcame tribalism here, ran to US, and you get racism. Because blacks in US are so angry at each other. They're so angry at themselves. They lack moral character. And most of us lack moral character. We have no father figures. That's why we're looking for role models outside. We have no moral character. We have no shame. We don't have discipline. We can't stick to one thing for a long period of time because we will give up. Because that's our nature. We are so weak. We are empty, and giving up is part of us, right? How can I fix my partner? He has anger issues. First things first, fix you. Because the moment you're seeing he has or she has anger issues, it means you have anger issues. Remember this? You attract who you are. So it's not about your partner. You are just unable to look at the mirror and accept the image that you actually saw. You attracted her, or you attracted him. So you must fix yourself so that you can actually know how to deal with that person. Remember this, I am not in a position to advise you on how to deal with those things. No, I am in a position to advise you on how to work on yourself. Once you work on yourself, you will start receiving revelations through that spirit of good on how to lead your life, on how to deal with your partner, on how to show them the light. But until that, you will be acting from a center of ego. You know what? I am a better person. They have anger issues. No, that is ego. And that is the evil nature, okay? So work on yourself. Constantly do silent prayers. Constantly fix yourself. All right? Overcome. Face your mother and overcome your mother. Face your father and overcome your father. Once you do that, everything shall come as a revelation to you. And this is the same thing I tell you about raising children. Don't care about how you raise your children in the best ways. No. Care about being the best of yourself. Even if you're homeschooling your children, you're still teaching them anger. Because you're actually homeschooling them, not because you want, that is the right thing to do, but because of anger. Because of ego. You're doing it from the center of ego. So what you need to do, fix yourself. All right? Go face your mother, overcome her, tell her, you know what, I have realized along the way that I've been resenting you. And I don't like that anymore. I actually apologize for resenting you for no good reason. Because behind your mind, you know that if she knew better, she would have done better. But because she didn't know better, she was messed up by this, the father. She was messed up by that mess in the spiritual order of life. That's why she transferred her anger and her emotions to you. And you became just a small version or a mini version of her. So overcome her. And then go and face your father and tell him, you know what? Along the way, I realized I've been resenting you for no good reason. I apologize. Don't care if he understands what you're saying. No, he doesn't have to understand. He doesn't have to even forgive you, because human beings cannot forgive. It's only God who forgives. But you must show God that you're getting them off your spirit, off your lane of getting an identity. Oh man, once you get that identity, there's something that actually leaves you. You feel it. Once you get that identity, there's a very great feeling. Perfect peace. And that perfect peace, that spirit will protect you from evil, because the devil will constantly be louder in your head, but you will be aware. You will simply identify that is the voice of the devil, because the God says, my sons and daughters will know me through my voice. So they will actually recognize that that is not the voice of God. They will know that that is not the voice of God. You will see somebody trying to irritate you and you're just like, okay. Amazing. You realize you don't have to respond to everything. No, you don't have to. But look at you responding to everything. Why? Because you don't have anything going on apart from everything going on in your head. So you are a son and daughter of Satan. You must overcome. All right? Any other question? Any other question? I am here for the questions. So you see, I've seen multiple things even on the internet. And we've talked about this before. You've seen men trying to post their naked women on the internet. A man decides to take a photo of his naked wife who is pregnant and put it on the internet to get validation. How empty is that man? How empty? You've seen nowadays the phone is a super distraction to everything. You wake up in the morning and the first thing you're going to do is to compare yourself with other people on the internet. So the first thing you do, you're on TikTok just trying to catch up with the latest gossip. You're trying to go on Instagram and see who has actually posted what, which car they're driving. Are they now moved in a new home? And of course, the evil will serve you with that. You will see that family trying to shift from this home to another home, an expensive home. They are so broke. But because they want to get some points, they want to get some coins from the internet, they post a fake life on the internet and you get depressed. You're so empty. Nowadays, everybody's busy with the phone recording. Every single thing they have to record. It's not about memories, no. It's about ego. Let me record and be the first one to post so that people like it and I will trend and I'll be known by the world. And then you realize you have that form of success and now you have to apologize to people because people start coming after you. Should we apologize to toxic dads or should we descend them now that son is Father's Day? Now listen, Angie, this is a very beautiful question. Realize this. There is nothing like a toxic... somebody please pin back that point from Muhonja. Is it Muhonja? Yes, Masim Muhonja. I'll still read it and respond. So should we apologize to toxic dads or should we descend them now that son is Father's Day? Listen. Sunday, I think Sunday is Father's Day. There's no Sunday. We only have now. So we don't even care about Father's Day. It's just a day like any other and there's no Sunday. We have today. All right? That is one. Start staying present. Forget about what is coming ahead of you. Number two, there is nothing like a toxic father, toxic mother, toxic sibling. There's nothing like that. You are the one who is toxic. Why? Because you don't have an identity. That's why you're judging them. You see, saying somebody is toxic, you're already passing a judgment on them. And passing a judgment shows how evil you are as a human being. That means you've not overcome. And seeing that they are toxic means you still have anger, so you resent them. And guess what? The more you resent them, the more you become just like them, evil as them. And that's why you have a lot of anger. So you must overcome that anger and do this for free. Go face your father and tell him that. Because if you apologize to your father, it's not about the apology. It's about you admitting fault and then overcoming the weaknesses of your father. So when you face that toxic father, in quotes, what is going to happen is you're going to overcome his weaknesses, his toxicity, and you will see him differently. All right? Because most of us who have the same issues have actually been told that your father is toxic by your mothers. So you realize you go to this gentleman and this gentleman is very honest and you start liking him. You're like, why did I even resent him? I didn't have to resent him because he's now talking to you. The problem is most of us children, when we are going to face our fathers for anything, even leave alone the identity thing, we come in with the identity of our mothers. So we are constantly sounding like our mothers. And then our fathers are looking at us and seeing a mini version of our mothers. Then they're like, hey, they block you out. And now you resent them. So when you overcome your father, when you forgive your father, so basically when you apologize to your father, you're actually admitting to God that, you know what, I am wrong that I resented my father. This is my biological father. And biological fathers are earthly representations of God to children. So imagine resenting your biological father and thinking that you love God. It's not possible. You must connect with the spirit of your father. So you go and face him. And now that you realize his toxicity is he's living in his own hell. You don't care about his hell. Unless you keep on judging him, you'll live in his hell. So you simply admit that I am wrong for resenting you and I apologize. Once you say that to your father, his identity and weaknesses will leave you. So you will not adapt his behaviors or characters. No. You will reconnect to this spirit because that's how God wants it. Reconnect. This is baptism, reconnecting back with the spirit of your father. Once you do that, is enough. You realize you will not care about him. You realize you will not think you love him. You will simply do what needs to be done. And that will be the right thing because it will be a revelation through the identity that you've actually inhabited now. So go pick your identity from him. It's like when somebody has stolen a phone from you and then they start running and then you chase them. And then when you catch them, they return your phone without any chaos. So when they return your phone, then they start telling you, oh, you know what, you're so weak. Imagine chasing me for a phone that is worth only 20,000. You are very rich, but you can't even buy another phone. Do you even care what they are saying? You don't care because you've already gotten your phone back. That's what you're going to do to your father. You don't care what he'll say. You don't care what will happen. You're simply going there to pick your identity from him. And now once you do that, everything else remains constant. You are perfect. You will have a perfect life and you'll have perfect peace inside you. So you'll never judge people because you'll not expect anything from them. Because when you say toxic dad, it means you expected him to behave in a certain way that pleases you. You actually limited him from living his life. So your expectations are the reason why you're getting hurt. It's not your father, it's you. So go and overcome your mother, overcome your father, you'll be fine. Okay, Angie? Amazing. When you are married to a single dad, how do you handle him with his... Hey, let me just see this. I want to read this clearly. Okay, how do you handle him? Okay, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. If you are... where did it go to? Okay, when you are married to a single dad, how do you handle him with his kids? First things, there's nothing like kids. Kids are babies to a goat. So use the appropriate language. Children. That is one. Number two, there is nothing like a single father. There's just a father. Just the same way there's no single mother. There's just a mother. All right? Once you understand that, life becomes easier for you. Now, realize this. You can't handle anybody. Everybody needs to handle themselves. So you cannot handle anybody. You cannot handle a child. You cannot handle an adult. You cannot protect a child. You cannot protect an adult. This is the role of God. God will do that. But we attract who we are. So imagine looking at him and resenting him for being a single dad. When here, as you sit here, this is your choice. One, that means either your choice was so wrong or you attracted who you are. You see those two things? So therefore, you must take responsibility. Like, you know what? I ended up here. How did I end up here? I don't even know. Therefore, I must fix myself so that I actually know if it's the right thing to do coming out of this or sticking here. And if I'm sticking here, the spirit that is inside me will guide me on how to deal with him. So you'll never need an advice from me or anybody. That spirit will guide you. This is the reason why you should constantly fix you. But you see, you have not fixed you, but you want to fix another person. It's not going to work because you cannot fix them until they decide they want to be fixed, and they will only fix themselves. All right? Your only role is to fix you so that through you, they can see light. So why don't you go and forgive your mother to overcome this anger that you have? Why don't you go and forgive your father so that you overcome his weaknesses? Because you ended up marrying your father. If you interrogate yourself so keenly, you realize your father was also having a child outside wedlock. And that's what you exactly inherited from him. Because you resented him, you became just like him. Inside you attracted a man who is weak, a non-provider, a man who was chasing an ejaculation, ended up converting another woman into... Did you see that story of this guy, this gym guy, who was saying, I don't date single mothers? I'm like, but you met two mothers. Publicly saying, I don't date single mothers. And I'm like, you don't date single mothers? Yeah? So listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a bomb. This is a bomb to you. The angry ones will get angry. Now listen. One, the modern man is a slut maker. Hello? The modern man is a slut maker. And the woman knows that the man wants to convert her into a slut. So the woman is a sex trafficker. So men are sex addicts, women are sex traffickers. But let me make it easier for you. So the modern male, let me use the word male. The modern male is constantly moving from one woman to another because he's chasing a thrill of ejaculation. But most importantly, this man picks one woman because she has no identity and he has no identity, picks one woman, converts her into a slut so that this slutty nature of this woman can actually serve his interests. All right? The ejaculation part, the sex addiction and all that, the pornography addiction, the masturbation addiction. So this man picks one woman, converts this lady into a slut so that the slutty nature that is now inhabiting this woman serves this man's interests. Now, the moment that slutty nature of this woman dies, she's thrown out onto the next. So every man is thinking that they deserve better when deep inside them they are so empty, they are so hollow. Every woman thinks that they deserve better, yet they keep on attracting the worst. Why? Because they are so empty. They have nothing going on. They have every single thing going on in their heads, but practically nothing is going on. They have anger, they have chaos, they are chaotic, they are weak, they are emotional. They cannot even handle a situation. Both sexes. So men or males are constantly converting every single woman they get into a slut so that this slutty nature in that woman can serve his interests. And the moment that slutty nature dies, the next one comes in. Press next. Chaos start there. So you end up in a marriage not understanding the basics of this. You did not have an identity, but you are here now. And apparently you went there and rushed to get pregnant. Now you have children. Now you too have no identities. And you have now the slut and the slut maker want to actually raise children. How will you raise straight children? Don't you see that's the reason why these children are always on the streets wearing nakedness, just wearing nakedness? Don't you see that? Lack of identities. We pass that to our children. Then we look at the children and start getting surprised. How did I raise this child who cannot put on clothes? But you don't have clothes, do you? Children are just reciprocating what they're giving them. They're just a direct image of who you are. Because you try to remodel them into your own image, they resented you and they become just like you. And that's the fate that most of us have actually gone through. That our fathers were actually slut makers. They converted our mothers into sluts to beg them. And now our mothers understood that, you know what? The slutty nature in me will only allow me to ask for favors from this guy. Is that not what we do all the time? That you know that that organ that you have as a woman is the only bargaining power. So if you hold it back from a man, you'll get as much favors as possible. Don't we do that? And we know men are sex addicts and women are sex sellers. So you have to sell this addiction to them so that you get something from them. Transactional, right? Fix your identity, my friend. All right. How do I forgive mother? She abandoned me. I saw her first on high school. Okay. Let me try and understand this. How do I forgive my mother? Because she abandoned me when I was in high school. Listen, every human being is an evil being. All of us are evil until we work on ourselves to overcome the evil nature. And you see, just because she abandoned you does not mean that she owed anything to you. Listen to me keenly. Your mother was just reacting to the anger that she had for your father. All right? And these most women who actually undergo postpartum depression, they resent the fathers of these children because they can't imagine this is a child that actually came from this guy. So most women are depressed after giving birth. Why? Because they hate and resent the fathers of these children. Because now they did not pick up the responsibility. And when they resent this, they either abandon the children or they teach these children anger, and they actually become so angry at these children. They shout at these children, they remodel them into their own image. They want to suppress them because they are punishing these children with the anger that is coming from their fathers. And that is a very, very evil move. So you might have suffered that move. But realize this. You can be depressed, you can hate in this moment in time, but it's your choice to stay in the same position. It is your choice. It is your choice to stay in that position. So you've actually chosen to stay in hell, and therefore you must overcome that hell. So what do? It doesn't matter what they did to you because it is in your past. Now that you know better, why don't you do better? Because you're not going to apologize so that it's not for ego. You're not going to apologize to feel better. No, you're going to apologize to overcome their nature so that nature of your mother leaves you. And that's why you don't go and tell them, I forgive you. No, you can't forgive. You go and tell them, you know what? I realize I'm wrong for resenting you and I'm tired of that. I apologize. Realize those words are very deep and there are no ego. I realize that I'm actually evil for resenting you, and because I don't want to resent you anymore, I apologize. And this is the reason why you're doing that. Because one, you're dropping the ego, which is a very difficult process. And number two, you're going to actually show them, you know what? I understand that you are in the fallen state. And because I don't want to be in the fallen state with you, I must overcome you. Because you tried to remodel me into your own image, you made me resent you. And it's my fault that I resented you. I didn't even know. So now that I know, I apologize. You see that? Because you wouldn't want your children to resent you for your weaknesses. All right? So you'll want your children to love you even at your worst. But you see, at some point, they will resent you. So as they resent you, they'll become evil as you are. That's how we ended up here. So then, for us to overcome this evil nature of our parents inside us, these false identities that we have, we must face them with the confidence that we are actually wrong and we apologize for being wrong. If they knew better, they would have done better. So this is my advice to you. Do what you want, but I highly recommend you go and face your mother and you tell your mother, Mom, I am tired of resenting you. Whatever happened, it happened. But I know if you knew better, you'd have actually done better. So I apologize for resenting you for no good reason. Now, she doesn't have to say a word. Even if she says a word, because most women are so manipulative, they'll pull this emotional move and emotional card. Do not care about that, because the minute you say those words, God takes her identity out of you. You will not even care. You'll be so still. Don't go into stories. Simply go and make your point clear, overcome her and move. And by the way, anybody who has never been married or has not been married before or who is not in a relationship, this is actually perfect for you, because if you get into any relationship right now, you'll be attracting who you are. It will be chaotic. So before you consider going into or getting into any relationship, you must overcome the identity of your mother so that you don't end up attracting a man who is as chaotic as your mother. You must also face your father to apologize to him and overcome him so that you don't end up attracting a man who is with the weaknesses of your father. Same case applies to men. Overcome your mother so that you attract a woman who is not just like your mother. Overcome your father so that you know how to provide, to protect, to lead, and to sex your woman. But until that happens, we will constantly be attracting each other because all of us have false identities. We are looking for love. We are looking for something. We are always empty. And guess what? The devil will provide that thing to you, only to make you get stressed up with that relationship. And now you start hating men. And now you start trying women. Amazing. Yeah? Yeah? I can imagine a man trying another man. Yeah? The guy somewhere sitting in a corner looking at my beard is like, hey, daktari. Hey, daktari. Daktari mugani. Here is Uncle Chile. How do you overcome him and move on? Face your mother and tell your mother, I apologize for resenting you for no good reason. It's a short statement, just like that. Hey, mother, I realize that along the way I've been resenting you for no good reason. I apologize. Don't care about what she'll say or if she understands your story. Just say those words and then move. Go face your father and tell him the same thing. I realize along the way I've been resenting you for no good reason and I apologize. He doesn't have to understand you. He will not have any powers to forgive you. Simply keep moving. Now, ladies and gentlemen, your only role is to like the live. And if you're on TikTok and you've never been on my YouTube platform, I am live on a TikTok platform, a YouTube platform called Uncle Chile. So simply go on YouTube right now and subscribe to that platform called Uncle Chile. These lessons are there. These videos will be posted there. So you'll learn something from that. Okay? All right. Number 2, we are coming to Nairobi for physical consultations, and you can join in the conversation. You can bring the conversation on board, either as an ailing person or somebody who is actually suffering from identities. We allow you. We can counsel you and teach you something new that you will never regret. Okay? All right. So you can book your appointments through the office contact, which is 0707. Let me just pin it on. YouTube is pinned there. 0707 07 47 22. So from the 24th all the way to the 4th of July, we'll be in Nairobi. So kindly, if you're intending to have a conversation with us, do not wait until it's late. Simply just start booking now, and we will have you on board. Thank you so much, Mickey, for pinning that there. Yes, so 0707 That is our contact. Simply send a WhatsApp message. Do not call. Send a WhatsApp message. You will be responded to. You can book your online consultations, which happen every evening after I leave my work. And then we have the physical consultations in Nairobi every end of the month. It's a beautiful thing to actually have enrolled with us. It's a beautiful place to be. Conversations that are deep, detailed, and we help you see health in a different perspective, including mental health. Okay? And then we have a weight loss program that is starting, a 2 months weight loss program. So every month we are running weight loss programs. I run 2 months and then 3 months. 2 months, 3 months. So next month is 3 months. However, and this program starts on the 15th of every month. So this month from Sunday, because Sunday is the 15th, we are running a 2 months weight loss program. If you wish to join in, you can simply send another WhatsApp text message on the same contact. You will be booked in. And then we'll see you on Sunday as we have these conversations. We will make a call to you and then we'll start a program and you'll enjoy it. We teach you about spiritual aspects of life. We teach you about identities. We teach you about diets and nutrition. We help you reverse chronic conditions. We talk about medications there and the reviews of medications. We help you understand your body. We help you understand hormones perfectly. All right. So it's a holistic approach of it. So we talk about holistic things, holistic healthcare. And secondary to that, you lose weight. That is the only way you can understand how to maintain the lost weight. Because I want you to see this way. If you don't have an identity, you will not even have the chance to maintain the consistency. No. Without an identity, you cannot even hold back a fast. No, you will break the fast and then you'll play a victim. So we help you overcome this victimhood. We help you know that you don't have any opinion about yourself, that you know what, I am perfect the way I am. No, drop that. We fix every single aspect of your life, the mind, the soul, the spirit, and the physical. And secondary to that, it's an amazing place to be, okay? So you send a text message to that contact and see how it goes. And then we also have a merchandise that we sell to support the channel and support other people who are actually part of the channel. And those merchandise are actually sold at Imenti House. There's a gentleman called Brian. Very great gentleman. I'll put his contact all over my platforms. You can simply just check out that contact and order fermented cabbages, roasted coffee, t-shirts, mugs like these, the coffee mugs. We also have water bottles, are very beautiful water bottles, and I've put that video out so that you can actually do that and support our platform. So thank you for the support that you've actually accorded us. We appreciate that. We don't take it for granted. Now, if you're on TikTok, you've not subscribed or followed me there, you can simply follow so that we keep on growing. You can also go on YouTube. I have 2 platforms on YouTube. One is Health and Wellness Spot. That one is a health platform. We already know how it is. And then we have these shows every Friday on Identity Fridays. So on Health and Wellness Spot, I run health shows on Mondays. And I believe next week on Tuesday, we're also going to do a Testimonial Tuesday. So you can bring in your testimony on Tuesday and inspire people, right? Amazing. So come in, come one, come all, and share our platforms with people. Share our videos. They are so educative, you don't need to actually get to us. Just share our videos and they will learn something from them. All right. So thank you for all that. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. I'm expecting 100,000 from TikTok people. So if you're there, just simply like the live. If you're on YouTube, you can also like the live so that you get to reach more people. Amazing. More questions and more conversations. I wonder why people don't like running these conversations on here. I would actually want you to come in so that we can actually answer these questions. We had 4 questions initially. And let me repeat them. Number 1, do you have anger? Do you have anger? That is question number 1. Question number 2 was, are you important, or do you think you are important? Eh? So let's start with question number 1, which most people don't like answering. Do you have anger? Every time I ask people, do you have anger? They keep on running. And I am already angry. Why? Every time you ask people, do you have anger? They keep on running because they think when you ask them, do you have anger? You're asking them, do you have anger issues? So they will always protect that spirit in them by running. Okay, that is 1. Hey, somebody's asking me very difficult questions here. Are you a Christian and do you go to church? Hey, what is your definition of a Christian? First things first. What is your definition of a Christian? And what is a church to you? Possibly you're in one right now, but you just didn't know, right? The only thing I don't believe in is going to church to be prayed for. so that I can actually get the blessings. Blessings don't come from somebody who is praying for you. Blessings come from yourself by fixing your identity. You must reconnect with the spirit of good, which is love. But until then, you will go and sing, you will cry. You've seen people crying in church. Hey guys, I've seen a lot. You're in church and somebody's praying until they cry. And then they come from the church with the same problems, even more, because they've actually given out money in form of tithing, in form of sadaka, and they're now actually more poorer than they went into church. And there's no real solutions in the church because somebody just collects 4 verses, preaches to you, and when he preaches to you these 4 verses, you believe them, and when you believe them, he has sold you hope successfully. That's why it is hypnotizing you. All Sundays, you are quick to be in church by 8 a.m. so that you can actually do the same things that you do every single time, and your problems are still the same. Do you realize that? So therefore, if you're talking about going into a building and to come out with the same problems, you'd rather attend Identity Fridays, because here we will help you overcome anger, we'll help you overcome all these false identities, and your life opens up. You will have perfect peace. So welcome, brother Chege, welcome, brother, to Identity Fridays. All right. A Christian is a follower of Jesus Christ. Why? Listen. Even Christ himself said, you can do everything. I can only strengthen you. So then why be a follower when you can actually have and do what God wants you to do? Why would you be a follower when you can be a leader? Do you ever think about it that way? Because if the Spirit of God is inside you, it means you can actually do what Christ did. So why would you follow when you can do that? Don't you think that's a topic for discussion? Right? Because Jesus is your brother and he had the Spirit of God. That's why he did all these miracles. And the same Spirit is inside you. So why don't you do the miracles? Why don't you just be that person? All right. So intellect is a problem because it makes you read the Bible and then you start analyzing the Bible, and now you have to see those people who don't go to church are now they're criminals. You start seeing atheists are the worst because you are full of ego. Christians are full of ego. That's why you'll judge somebody when you're still a Christian. You'll judge people when you're still a Christian. And then you're wondering, why do I have the same problems over and over again? You will have the same problems because that's how it is. How do you do it if the person is dead? No, if the person is dead, stick in prayer, the silent prayer. Allow them to rest. Allow them to rest and rot. Your role is to now live. So stay present. Make sure every single thought that is sending you into the future, overcome it, bring it back here. Every thought that is sending you into the past, bring it back here. And then if they died when you're still very small, you simply go and apologize to those people that raised you because they're the ones who remodel you into their own image. So you overcome them that way, okay? Yes, Elsie, thank you for that. And then you keep moving. So don't care about people who died, right? Don't even think about death. Just let them be. What if you are? What if I'm not highway? Now listen. I want you to see this. Most of the things that you people worry about. Imagine worrying about anything when you have control over nothing. Listen, do you think you want to be angry? Do you think you really want to overreact? Do you think you really want to overthink things? Do you think you want to crack all those things when you're angry? What makes you think you have control over anger? You don't. You don't. You don't have control over anger. Anger is a spirit. Anger is the spirit of evil. That's actually the devil. So you cannot control you cannot control the outcomes. Stop focusing on controlling the outcomes. Focus on controlling the spirit that lives in you. Overcome the anger. Because you don't have control over anything. Don't think just because you can stand an argument and just be silent and walk away. You walked away, but you walked away with the same spirit. So you're actually going to cause chaos somewhere else. So don't have that ego of thinking, oh, I got this, I am in control. Oh, I walk away in times of chaos. You're walking away because you're actually a coward. You are unable to face yourself. Because the one that you're actually arguing with is an exact image of who you are. So walking away, I've seen people saying, oh, I'll walk away. Walking away is a sign of strength. It's actually a sign of weakness. Because how did you attract this situation? Evil people attract evil things all the time. And how many times will you walk away? when you still have the same spirit inside you. Even if you walk away to America, just walk yourself across Atlantic and and go and land in Brazil on foot. And because you have this control over anger, you still be angry that side, and you still have to walk back to Africa. So you walk away, but you walk away with the same spirit. And the moment you realize you're just a spirit experiencing life in the physical way. So this is not you. Your thoughts are not you. No. You are a spirit. The moment you realize that, your life opens up. Thank you for those of you who are liking the live. Amazing. All right. So at this moment in time, if God is a creator and he wanted to blow us all, he would actually do it right now. Blow us all right now out of existence. So what makes you think you have anything? What makes you think that your house is everything? What makes you think that your children are everything when you don't have any control over anything? If you had control over anything, you will always have positive thoughts and thoughts that are in the present. You will not even worry about having success tomorrow. And this is how we've been messed up. We've been made to worry about food. What should I eat? In the evening, what will I eat? You are at work. Instead of working, you are thinking about what you'll eat in the evening. As though you have the evening. You're worrying about your children. Why are you worrying about children? Why are you attached to those children? That attachment is the reason why you get disappointed all the time. You're worrying about clothes. Oh, if I wear these clothes, somebody else might have them. Oh, if I buy these clothes, it's too expensive. Oh, if I do this, why are you worried about those things? They are non-issues. Nobody cares that you've worn this dress twice. Nobody cares. It's just an insecurity inside you. Nobody cares. As a man, what do you think? A man who thinks he is always right and has everything planned. One boy, why would I even think for a man? Why would I even think about a man? I'm just living me. What happened to just existing? Why would you even care about a man? Why would you care about somebody else? Why not you? If a man is thinking that he knows everything, let them be. They got everything planned. Let them plan, because they are planning for the future. They don't even have it. So why would you care about somebody who is thinking about tomorrow when they don't even know they don't have tomorrow? You know better. You know that you don't know about tomorrow, so you'll focus on now. So everybody is living in their own hell, and most people love their own hell. So why do you want to care about their hell? Just let them live, because the best way to love people is to actually let them suffer. Let them suffer. Okay? So yes, you worry about your job, you worry about other people, you worry about money, you worry about sleep. I did not have sleep. If I don't have 8 hours of sleep, I'll suffer. You worry about education, you worry about all these things in your head. Fears of what you don't even have. You're so empty. Oh, you're so empty. You worry about who will like you and who will love you. You worry about who will give you attention, because most women, and this is mostly for women are constantly, they say they don't like attention. But the truth is, women love attention. Their eyes, their currency. Women love attention, but they want to control who will give them the attention. You see that? You cannot control the outcomes. You put on that dress, every man around your space will be chasing you. The day you put on a trouser, nobody cares because you look masculine. The day you put on a dress, every man wants to be in your space. But you put on a dress because you wanted some type of attention from some type of people. Not everybody. That's why you get upset when somebody tells you, hey, excuse me, talk to the hand. You are upset at this person because this is not the target. And one day you'll admit that. Amazing. So don't worry about all these things. All these thoughts that are in your head, the fears, the worries, they're actually coming from hell. And that's why you love your hell. Because they excite you now to depress you later. They make you feel loved to make you feel hated. They make you feel appreciated to make you feel non-appreciated. And all these things are intended to make you very emotionally unstable. And that's how you allow the devil to live in you. That's how you allow the spirit of anger. Because that's how you start expecting things from the environment, from the society, from people. That is disappointment. Because you cannot be disappointed if you expect nothing from no one or from nothing. All right? And anybody who gets offended and disappointed at another person is abnormal. Just the same way somebody who has anger is crazy and is abnormal. That's why they'll have anger, they'll overreact, and then the devil lies to them, oh, you know what, apologize to feel better. They apologize, they think they've overcome it, the next thing they're doing the next mistake. They are repeating the same mistakes or doing new mistakes every other time. And they're wondering, why do I end up in trouble every single time? Why do I end up attracting wrong people every time? Because you're the wrong person. Fix yourself. Work on you. keep working on you every time. Stick in the silent prayer. Every time you see something that is going to upset you, simply make a silent prayer. Just stay present and just keep moving, because that's how you make a silent prayer. All right? So overcome anger. So let me go to answers here. Does it mean that anger is the foundation of disappointment plus expectations and seeking validation? 101%. Expectations are coming from the center that you are empty. Seeking validation is coming from a center that you're empty. Your father did not put confidence in you to be yourself. Your mother taught you anger and taught you how to expect things from people, taught you how to manipulate people. That's why you put filters on your photos so that people say, hey, you look good. Oh, you know what? Hey, nice legs and all that. That's how you actually enhance beauty, because you're not confident in yourself. You see that? So your father and your mother are the ones who are supposed to be the role models to teach you confidence, to make you self-reliant so that you don't over-rely on external validation. And every single one of us posts a photo, their best photo. Why? Because they are thinking that people will like this one. So when you post it and nobody likes it, you end up deleting it. If you are posting it for yourself, why don't you put it on review once or review yourself? Just put one, wewe peke yako uone kama your status. How do I make a silent prayer? In the morning and in the evening. Basically, start by doing this, because the silent prayer will actually make you get crazy. Start by actually learning and practicing to stay present. You see, most of us are always living in the future that you don't even have. And most of us are living in the past. Actually, all of us, we are either living in the future or in the past. We don't even know what is happening now. We are not appreciating the moment. So we are living unconscious. So your thoughts, the devil sends you into the future to lie to you that tomorrow is a brighter day, that you have success and all that nonsense, which is not there. The same devil sent you into the past so that you actually judge yourself. Oh, if I did this yesterday, I will be better now. So therefore, let me do this now so that I can be better tomorrow. Is a lie. Your only life and your real reality in Njoroge is now. So then how do you start doing the silent prayer? Start by practicing to stay present. Doubt every single thought in your head, because every single thought in your head is evil and is a lie. Except functional and practical thoughts. Like for example, if you're driving, focus on the driving. If you want to build a house, simply just go ahead and build a house. If you're working, focus on work. Right? Focus on that moment and do it. If you are driving and the phone is ringing, ignore the phone totally. Because see that is a thought sending you to pick the phone. Ignore that. Keep driving. Because the moment you turn this way, you've hit somebody. Now you're in problems. Now the devil that gave you the car is rewarding you with a problem of anger. He's taking money from you. The same devil. Yeah? You say, oh, God gave me a car. He didn't. God does not give you material things. God said, your only role is to serve him. All right? Seek ye first the righteousness and the kingdom of heaven, and the rest shall be added unto you. But look at you praying for a car. So you went seeking for a car, not for the kingdom. And then the car makes you suffer. You took the car on loan. Now you've hit somebody. You need to repair his car and your car. The insurance is becoming chaotic. Now you become angry at the insurance that has nothing. Now the guys for the loan are actually calling. They want to auction that car. And now you're crazy. All right? So the devil actually just makes, and then he gives you solutions, false solutions. False solutions. So the devil gives you now some money. There's a guy that actually borrowed money from you, you had forgotten, sent you money. Oh, you pay off this. There's a guy you call and sends you some money. You pay off this. And then you feel excited. I fixed this car. This was crazy. But tomorrow, you're still driving the same car with the same phone in the car and with the same spirit inside you, spirit of confusion. How can you not hit people on the road? How can you not hit people? And how can you not hoot at people? Because anybody who is nearing you, you're hooting at them. Hey, wewe, hii gari ni alone. Hii gari ni alone, wewe. Hata sijalipa. So and the devil, and I'm talking about the devil. I'm not talking about somebody, a human being in hell. And now you have this picture of hell. Hell is actually you living in anger. When you have anger inside you, that is hell. So don't think that, hell is somewhere down here and the devil is there just trying to look at us and, hell is inside you. So every time you're looking for validation and you realize in medical perspectives, most and 98% of medical conditions are hailing from sugar. When you come to the spiritual world, 100% of your problems are coming from lack of an identity and anger. It is that simple. Period. Once you understand those two, you don't need me. No, you don't. Of course, you don't need me. Even if you don't understand those two things, you don't need anybody. You need an identity. How do you apologize to parents who have died? I've answered that. You don't need to apologize to anybody who is dead. They are not parents anymore. They are dead people. Allow them to rest. What are your thoughts about Sunday schools memorizing memory verses? This is where you got conditioned to become a Christian. Okay, this is where you're conditioned. So imagine somebody had anger and they are teaching you about God when they don't have love. God is love. So if you don't have love, how can you teach children? You're just conditioning them. And your Sunday school teachers remodel you into their own image. They taught you what they know. They taught you what was in their thoughts. They taught you what they were taught. So it's all intellect. It's evil. A father is a role model to the children because a father teaches the mother how to raise these children. That is the only thing that children need. Children don't want to cram and memory verses. We didn't want that. We wanted that for ego. And I would memorize it. I actually used to act in church as herald. Hey, I would punish these guys. I would be that rogue leader. I would be that herald. You guys. The following, hey, they're asking, where is that guy who acted as herald? I'm here, guys. They don't even have to mention who is Herode. I'm just there. Like, even my face is Herode. I'm like, hey, guys, that is mine. Herode ni yangu. Don't go there. Leave Herode to me. So yes. So, and these are the things that I was actually taught. There's no child who is interested in reading the Bible or Quran. No. Somebody made you interested. So somebody taught you these things. So therefore, Sunday schools and all these things that you go on retreats, and they're crazy. Because the people who are teaching you that, they have anger. So imagine by the time you're going to be taught God by somebody who has studied theology. Imagine that. It means your father failed so badly. It means your mother actually failed so badly because they're the people, your father was supposed to teach your mother and then your mother teaches you. How about school and education? Simply find an identity. All right. And actually, it's very good to go to school so that you'll be conditioned. And then after the conditioning, now it will be easier for you to see the two different worlds. So go find the intellect and then come back out here. We will whip you. You remember common sense. So schools, well done. Go and read to actually know how to communicate with us. School bridges that gap, right? All right. School for children, you can do homeschooling. If you're doing homeschooling, don't do it out of ego. And by the way, listen to this kid TV. The reality is this. Don't even care about schools and children. You see, you're caring about the future. You care about fixing you. All these things will be a revelation to you. I will not teach you how to raise your children or how to school your children. It will be a revelation because God will guide you on how to raise those children. Seek ye first. A Christian is somebody who believes in death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Amazing. And did you know that believe hails from a center of doubt? It is either you know or you don't know. Believe is on the sides of I don't know. Hello? Aya. Naamini. Kuamini. Haujui. Faith, hope, fear. They come from the same centers. Not knowing. Doc, my mother left me when I was 2 years. I saw her the first time when in Form 1, when 18 years old. Amazing. I resented her for that, but she is dead now. How can I apologize? Daniel, where is your father? The first question you ask in such situation is, where is your father? And you realize if your father was a weak man or he was absent, your mother resented your father and this anger was channeled to you. So she saw the version of your father in you and she became so angry at you because mothers resent that. So she looks at you and sees, this is the image of this man who ran away from me. And now she didn't know how to handle her emotions. That's why she actually rejected you. But that is the past. You have now. You have now. So you can do better. Find your father. If he's still alive, apologize to him for resenting him. Because now you know his weaknesses. He ran away. That's why your mother became angry. So you go and apologize to your father if he's still alive so that you reconnect with his spirit. And also through that, you overcome his weaknesses so that you don't run away from a woman also because your children will be messed up. All right? So you apologize to your father and you're good to go. And then stick in the silent prayer. Me eating my fermented cabbage and nodding. Amazing. Liza Gasheri. Fermented cabbage is crazy. Amazing. Thank you so much for the support, Liz. Doc, how do you treat people who never queues at workplace or public place. You are on a queue to clock in on duty. Someone comes and passes all of you as though he is superior. Listen, you will not have to deal with these people, because you see, these people are just living their life. That's their life. Everybody is struggling in their evil nature, okay? So that you will not even care about them. Once you have an identity, once you overcome that anger, you forgive your parents, what will happen is they will pass you, because they are living in their own hell, and they're expecting to drag you in their own hell. So they're expecting you to react. So they will pass you, and it's not them, it's the devil that is telling them, pass them, so that they give you a reaction, so that you react. So they're being controlled by the spirit of evil in their minds. So when you overcome that anger, you will allow them to pass. Once they pass, you will see the thoughts in your head trying to tell you, please, mwambie arudi nyuma. Tell this one to go back. Tell this one is doing the wrong thing. You will see those thoughts, and you simply relax. You simply relax. You not even act upon those thoughts. You will just allow them to do what they have to do. They are living their life, so don't limit them. They're in their own hell. Don't try and force them out, because they will hate you, they will resent you, they will talk bad, and you'll feel bad. All right? And now remember this. Back then, when I was in campus, we used to queue on banks, right? Specifically the times that we are paying for school fees for exams. The banks were full. Yeah, there was so many queues, and people will actually cross over. And I used to get so upset about that. And until, I think, 2017 or so, growing up was not an easy process. So when I overcame that anger, what happened is, I would simply walk into a bank, and I had a bag. And in the bag, that's when I started reading. I had this culture of reading books. On my phone, I had these PDF books that I'm reading all the time. So I literally did not realize that I was actually on a queue. So I'm there on the queue, and I'm reading a book. The reason why we get upset is because, one, we came in late. All right. And number two, we are expecting that we are supposed to be served faster just because we came in earlier. If we came in earlier, that is. So on that line, you're hoping that you can actually be served faster. That is ego. So look at it this way. Allow whatever is because whatever is happening around is not your world. Your world is inside you. So simply nourish what is inside you. Take a book on that bank line or on that queue, and simply read a book, a chapter. As the queue is moving, you're moving with the chapter. You will hardly realize what is going on around you. They will actually tell you, hey, move. All right? So stop paying attention to what is happening outside you. Stop paying attention to what is happening with people. The world is full of evil people, and you cannot change that. Pay attention to what is inside you. Okay? Yeah. Everybody is that way, and they want to upset you so badly because it's not their fault. You can't judge them. They are being controlled by the same spirit that is controlling you to act upon what they are doing. So overcome it. How do you overcome one's behavior when drunk but chilled out when sober? You see, these people are empty. That's why they are seeking solace in alcohol. That's why and every alcoholic is very good when they are drunk. You know of a drunk uncle. This guy is the funniest when he's drunk. Sometimes he gets crazy when he's drunk because he'll go and drink alcohol to come and abuse you. All right? So these people are living in their own hell. Why do you care about people? Why don't you care about you? Because I'm hoping that you can actually ask me, how do I overcome this anger so that I can actually deal with the environment around me? Because the moment you overcome that anger, you'll not have to deal with anything. Everything will align. Focus on you. Keep winning. It's all about you. It's not about people. It's about you. What is your, this is Stanley. What is your thought on these books? Think Big and Grow Rich. Think Big and Grow Rich. What is rich, bro? What is richness? Or what is riches? What is your perspective, or what is your view of wealth? These are emotional books that actually capture your mind. This is somebody sharing their story. So they're sharing their story. Well, read the story and keep moving. You have only one life, and you realize however many books you want to read, well, if you have no identity, money will come and still go, whether you have read all these books or not. Because the more you read, the more you become of intellect, the more common sense escapes you. I'm not telling you not to read. I'm telling you we read, because in my platforms, people read a chapter every day. We do. Why? Because we want to connect ourselves with the intellect part. But as we do that, we have our identities in fix, so that we can actually know we are not growing the mind that is going to send us into ego. Because there's a way you start behaving full of ego when you have read all these books. You see how doctors behave? They've made you believe that they are superior than you. Same to pastors. Same to teachers. A teacher will always say, once a teacher, always a teacher. So they want you to treat them as a teacher. So don't read those books to gain ego. Read those books to get information. But as you do that, get your identity so that you can actually know how to use that information to be better. All right. Think Big and Think Big and Grow Rich, Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Those are books that can actually open up your mind in terms of finances, including the psychology of money. As a man thinketh, so he is. That is true because your subconscious mind is controlling most of the things. Also, another book called The Mountain is Used speaks about the same principles. But the reality is this: all these books is somebody trying to share their thoughts. All right. You can write your own story by just overcoming your identity. And again, realize this: that person who is talking about how you should grow rich does not have any control over your life. It is you who has control over your life. All right? So don't allow people to recondition you into their own image. Good. Any other question here before I call it a night? How does one stay present? For example, when cleaning, should I be aware of the spots I'm cleaning? It is that simple. And don't think about it. Okay, when you're cleaning, so you're focusing on cleaning. That's why you should focus on the spots. Just clear the spots and keep moving. Now the problem is you are cleaning, and as you're cleaning, you're singing, and as you're singing, you're getting emotional with the song. You are constantly not aware of what you're doing. Just be aware. Stay aware. Okay, be aware of your environment. Be aware of what you're doing, and be there 100%. Let's say you're drinking a cup of coffee and rolling a conversation. It is always fair to roll the conversation, and then as you pause, you take a cup of coffee, focus on the coffee, finish the coffee, start a conversation. But most of us, we are there on a date. I'm eating, I'm talking to you. I'm eating, I'm talking to you. I'm drinking this. No. Simply take a pause, sip your coffee, and continue the conversation. So that your mind and your taste buds are off the coffee now. It's a conversation. And the thoughts that are coming out of this date, out of this conversation, are the only true thoughts. 10 minutes after that conversation, it doesn't make sense at all because it is now a memory. And memories are the reasons why we get disappointed. These are the reasons why when somebody dies, we start feeling bad because we will miss what we've shared, the memories. This is the reason why you tell people, after all I've done, I have a major problem with managing my emotions, especially when I'm angry or triggered. How can I manage? You don't have a problem with managing emotions because you don't really need to manage any emotions. You need to overcome the anger because that anger is the reason why you get triggered. You cannot be triggered without having anger. You will simply see them doing what they are doing and you allow them to do what they are doing because nobody is supposed to trigger you. Actually, it is abnormal to be triggered by somebody. It's abnormal. That tells you inside you have anger. And those people or those things simply help you to exercise the anger. You see that? Oh, actually, I love this type of conversations. You bring the question, I answer it. It's a fellowship. And then you share your thoughts. That's why it's always nice to bring in people. And today people have decided, I'm not coming there. So right, so okay. So you don't have to manage any emotions. It's not your role to manage. Don't manage because you don't even know how they come. They simply come and you're triggered and boom, you're overreacting. And that is because of anger. So therefore, that's why I'm insisting, go and find your identity from your parents. Forgive them. When I say that, people think I'm just kidding. I'm just saying, this one, why would I forgive my parents? Why? But I'm telling you, it is the truth. Yes, who is this?
Doc.
Yes, sir. What's your name?
My name is Faris.
Oh, Faris, how are you?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing great.
All right. How did you know?
So, I'm really good, and I just joined not long ago.
Okay.
Well, since I saw you on these platforms,
Mm-hmm.
you've been busy.
Yes.
I've from what I've heard, you were discussing about mindset. I don't know whether today was also today to ask health questions.
No, on Fridays we only do Identity Fridays, not unless there are mental health issues.
Okay.
Yeah. On Mondays and Tuesdays you can ask questions because it's the other platform.
Okay, Monday or Tuesday.
Yes.
All right, sir. I'll tune in.
Amazing.
All right. Cheers, sir.
Cheers, man. Thank you. Thank you, Marianne. So Identity Fridays is a platform that is intended to fix people's anger, emotions, mental health issues, overcome false identities, basically all these issues that are coming in with lack of identities. And this is a show that actually helps you recover from depression, recover from anxiety, stop overthinking, stop having ego. We help you drop all these things because the same God that helps us drop that is the same God that will actually drop it for you. So you simply need to allow him to work with you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've answered a lot of questions. Somebody asked, how do I know how to raise my son as a single mother? You don't need to know how to raise your son as a single mother. First, Overcome the anger and overcome the victimhood that is making you call yourself a single mother. You are not a single mother. You are a mother. Number 2, go and forgive your mother because she set you up for failure. If you realize there's a chain, single mothers most times raise single mothers until they overcome their anger and until they overcome their false identities. So go and forgive your mother because you ended up becoming just like her, a mini version of her. And that's how you ended up being rejected by a man. So go there, forgive your mother, go and forgive your father. Once you've done that, you will drop the anger. And once you drop the anger, God will take control of your situation. You will get revelations on how to raise your son without having to have ego, without having anger, without overthinking, without trying to remodel your son into your own image. And it's so hard for a woman to raise a son on their own. It is so hard. That's why you need an identity, because once you have an identity, it will become so easy for you to raise your son, because you will not rely on your own understanding. It shall be God all the way. Amazing. Doc, you say we don't have tomorrow, and then why do we work for salary? You see, that's the problem. The problem is you're working for a salary instead of actually working to create solutions. Our role in this world is to create solutions to human suffering, to ease pain and suffering in God's people's life. So if you can do something that actually solves a human problem, you will get a reward. Maybe that's what you call a salary. But you see, if you're just there for the salary, you're not working. You have a job, but you don't have work. You don't know how to work. You have a job. There's a difference between working and having a job. All right? So if you're having a job, you're protecting your salary. That's why you're afraid. If I lose this job, I'll lose everything. Or if I don't get a promotion, I'll everything. You see that? So that's coming in from a center of ego, and it has to be overcome. It has to be overcome. You don't work for a salary. You work to create solutions to human problems. And I want you to see this before I even call it a night. I want you to see this. There's one thing that I was actually leaving out, which is very important. You see, the world has actually raised you in this bubble of illusions, a very small bubble of illusions. And these illusions are the reason why you are suffering. And these illusions are that you actually deserve more. You are the best. Okay? So you deserve better. That's why you always want a promotion. You are the best. That's why if somebody tells you you are fat, you become angry at them. Yet, you know very well it's not right. Why are you becoming angry? Okay, titles. I am a doctor, I am a teacher, I am engineer of land. So you want to be addressed using that title. You see that? So when you do that, you start seeking love, you start seeking attention and recognition, you start seeking success, and all these things are just evil stuff. They are false. They are not there. Because there are people who have money, but they are still looking for more. Right? There are people who will not sleep because they are trying to protect their businesses, which they don't even have control over. There are people who have insured their homes, but they are still scared of a thief. So you'll attain that success, which is a false illusion in your head. It's a thought that somebody told you that if you attain certain type of money, you will be rich, you will be successful. If you get the certain type of recognition, you will be successful. You see, when they taught you that, they got you very empty. So now they made you to start expecting things from the world. And the more you expect things from the world, the more disappointment they come. When you go to school and come out with a degree, you are full of ego. So you are always hoping that this degree can actually give me a job. And if you lack a job, you'll blame the government. You'll blame the schools. You'll blame institutions. You'll blame education. You'll have everything to blame except yourself. Because you went to school to create solutions to problems. But now you're here trying to become a problem. All right? So stop working for a salary. Simply find something that helps you change the lives of human beings. Through that, you get a reward. I think I'm lucky to be in a profession that actually solves human problems naturally. I didn't choose to be here. And that's why you need an identity, because once you get that identity, God will just take you through the journey. Okay, Daniel? You'll get through the journey. You'll not have to get any reasoning about salaries. You'll not care about getting this job or losing this job. You'll not care about, I'll have to provide, so I must find a job. No, God will actually do the rest for you. He will guide you on what to do, and you'll do the right thing. And through that, a reward will come. Okay? And this, I'm telling you, you don't have tomorrow. So even if you invest today for tomorrow, you don't have tomorrow. And I'm not telling you not to invest. If any case you choose to invest for those who will be there, if God gives them the grace. But come to think of it, you don't have 10 minutes from now. So who told you success is what is happening tomorrow? Possibly what you have right now can be the richest you'll ever be, can be the most successful you'll ever be. You wake up tomorrow, if God gives you the grace, you get into a car, you get an accident, you now have spine problems, and you suffer all your life. So where is the success now? Actually, waking up with life is success enough. Where you are, Daniel Lichuma, at this moment in time is success enough. So stop thinking about any other success that is coming tomorrow. Stop even thinking about your salary, because you don't have it. Until it's paid, you don't have it. All right? Yeah, it's just money. Money is an exchange, but you must have a big mind. And at the same time, you must have a big spirit. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for us to call it a night. I've answered a lot of questions here, and I hope that through answering those questions, you have actually gotten something that actually inspires you to become a better person. Thank you so much, each and every one of you who has actually taken time to be here for the last 2 hours and 10 minutes. Thank you so much for everybody who has really liked the live, somebody who has actually shared the live, somebody who has asked a question, somebody who has sat here to learn and listened and understood my concepts. Even if you didn't understand, you've been here trying to imagine, hey, and I know this is the devil trying to tell you, what is he saying? I don't understand this. You should ask more. Always just ask, okay? Now, we don't have tomorrow, we only have now. But if God gives us a chance to wake up tomorrow, it shall be a Saturday. Enjoy the Saturday. Remember to join our weight loss programs. Use that contact that I've posted there to join in, so that we meet on Sunday and we start our journey if God gives us the grace. However, remember always, one, go and face your parents. Apologize to your mother for resenting her, for remodeling you into her own image to overcome her anger. Apologize to your father for his weaknesses, so that the weaknesses of your father do not follow you. Once you've done that, your identity is fixed. Now you become a superhuman being, and through that, anger disappears, false hope disappears, living in the future and in the past disappears, fears, doubts, concerns, false love, emotional love, seeking validation, emptiness, disappointments, all these things will disappear, and you'll have perfect peace. That is heaven. So from this side of heaven, I want to wish you a good night, and I hope that when you wake up tomorrow, if God gives you the grace, you do a silent prayer, take some 5-10 minutes to just sit there and listen to your thoughts. Don't fight any single one of them. And we'll see you again next week on Monday, if God gives us the grace, on Health and Wellness Spot, Monday and Tuesday for our Testimonial Tuesdays. And of course, Friday for Identity Fridays. My name is Uncle Chile. Have a good night.